Hey friends, how are you? Happy New Year's Eve. I hope you are having such a great day and you have some great plans for this evening. But I just wanted to share with you and inspire you to create success and a vision for your new year. And I'm not a big resolution person. I don't believe it's like all or nothing and having to start over again and do all these things tomorrow that you were not doing before. But I do want to encourage you to look at your year ahead and identify what success means for you. So if you close your eyes, like I want you to actually visualize what success looks like for you in December of next year. Like, what does that mean to you? And really, that word is interpreted differently by the person that hears it. It can look so many different ways. And I really encourage my clients to identify this for themselves, right? Because I can't tell you what success means to you. It's very different for you and then versus me. So really think about like your body, your bank account, your confidence, your job, your relationships, the home you want to live in. Like imagine this, like visualize it and make it sensory rich. Like you can see it, you can touch it, you can feel it, and it's tangible. So you start actually believing that this can happen for you. The key to success is allowing yourself to feel it. So when we think it and we feel it, we can believe it. Our brain does not know the difference between perception and reality. So we truly have to adapt our mindset, our habits, and our behaviors to be the person that we want to become to reach these goals. So we set goals, right? We set objectives, but we don't always take the time to feel like, what would it feel like if I lost 20 pounds? Because it's a number, but we have to show up differently to be that person that lives in that body and that is achieving the goals that we want. So like think about that for next year, what that looks like for you. And then we have to have like that tunnel vision to get there. It's about prioritizing these things for you. And so often we just let our days run us, right? And then we live day to day and we're like, oh my gosh, another year went by. It's like my life is just passing by and I'm not focusing on really like what's important to me and what my goals are. So I want you to ask yourself this question. Who is the person that I need to become? Who is the person? What are the qualities that I want to embody? So maybe that person values their self-development above all else this year. So that way you're showing up to do the things that you need to do for yourself. Maybe you're the person that is constantly taking care of everybody else first and putting your basic needs last. This is so common with the women that I work with, and just practicing the characteristics that you need to embody to continue to show up to be that person, right? So maybe that means you need to take relentless action this year, right? Maybe that means that you need to show up and you need to follow through. Whereas before you were saying that you were going to do these things, but there was no plan, no steps, and no focus behind it. So it's truly valuing these things for you and creating a plan to get there. And then looking at what are the other resources and the things that I need that I am struggling with, right? So this is identifying, maybe I need accountability, maybe I need support, maybe I need direction. You cannot achieve these goals with the same mindset, lifestyle, and habits that you've always done. It doesn't mean that you're changing fundamentally as a person and who you are, but the behaviors, the habits, and the way that you're showing up each day do need to have powerful intention and action to create this. So thinking about who you need to become and how you're going to get there, visualizing the process and how you want to show up to achieve the outcome. So once you set the outcome, we have to kind of backstep and look at where I am now and take it by what's my month's goal, what's my week's goals, what's my day goal, and what's my now goal, right? So it's very like chunking this down into very tiny pieces. And this is a principle I'm working on with my clients because, we have long-term goals. I'm working with people long-term because the long road is the only way to achieve these sustainable results. But we really have to break it down, and you have to write these things down. You are 39% more likely to reach your goal if you write it down. It needs to be in front of you. You need to see it all the time. It needs to be written in front of you, and that's your focus. It keeps that tunnel vision. And then you need to share these things, share them out loud. Share your goals, share your focus. And maybe that doesn't mean that it's with your friends or that's with some family members. Maybe that means it's with a coach or with people that are in your circle. Because a lot of times we need to have an environment that's supporting our goals. And oftentimes our current environment is not that. So what are the things that you're needing if you look around in your environment that are not supporting your goals? And how can you ask for help and reevaluate that situation so you can be successful with that? And setting time aside, like any successful thing that you've done in your life, you have prioritized the time to achieve it. You've scheduled it in your career, your job, your education, right? Like that was your main focus during that season of your life. And it doesn't mean that, nutrition has to be the only thing you're focusing on forever and ever. It's just focusing on, okay, this is the season that I can turn up the dial a little bit and really focus on these things that I need more support around. And then we can kind of come back to maintenance. Like your nutrition should be periodized. It should be in phases of, being more focused and intentional and having more control of things. And then maybe life shifts and you're in a very stressful situation, and we kind of dial it back, but nothing's lost. It's again, not that all or nothing. It's not 0, it's not 10, but we can kind of dial up and down. And there should be periods of rest and restore. And maybe that's the winter time that we're a little bit more prioritizing rest and prioritizing taking care of ourselves, where the summer or when the weather's nicer, we're more active and nutrition can look different, and that's okay. Like it's not a straight line. It's not linear, and nutrition and your goals don't have to be either. So considering that in how you're focusing your year. This is so hard to do on your own. So that's why it's so important to really talk this through with someone else and identify what that means to you and how you can create this environment to support you. So I want you to really look at your goals, what that means to you this year. Look at the woman that you need to become to achieve those goals. Write them down. Time block your year, like break it down and ask for help, ask for support. So my husband and I are making dinner tonight and just kind of talking about the year ahead. It is really challenging this year because there is a lot of uncertainty around things. So it is harder to really have like, okay, this is what we're going to do, and this is when we're going to take a vacation, and this is when we're going to rest. And like that is really hard right now. And I understand that. But even like looking ahead about things, what if that wasn't a barrier for you and really just like living your life so it wasn't constantly being uncertain about things? Like if this is what you want, say it out loud, and just really create that clarity around it. So I really am looking at my month and looking at my year and setting some goals for myself in my planner and taking some time tonight, but also tomorrow. So, using the energy right now to do this without it coming from a place of like, I need to completely change my life and I need to do like 0 to 100 different things, because then we don't stick to those things. It's too much at once. So really backstepping and breaking it down into those small steps. What am I doing now? What am I doing tomorrow? What am I doing this week? Right? And making it very small and making us feel successful in those things. So those were the main things that I wanted to share with you to set you up on your New Year's Eve, to identify what success means to you, who the woman you need to be is to achieve that goal, and how you're going to show up this year. Like, I want you to take up space, right? I want you to prioritize yourself and your needs rather than abusing yourself and your body, right? You need to focus on what that looks like for you. So I hope you guys have a wonderful New Year's Eve. Thank you so much just for being here in this community this past year. It's been so wonderful to connect with you and to just create this positive space. It's been a really tough year, but I hope that there's been some wonderful things that you are able to celebrate and focus on. And your comments in the post that I did about what you're proud of accomplishing this year is so powerful. It's so important that we celebrate those wins and we keep moving forward, right? It's okay if we fall, it's okay if we fail, but we get back up, we learn, and we keep going. So it's such a pleasure to be here with you guys. If there's anything I can do for you, please let me know. I hope you walk into the new year feeling strong and confident, and I will talk to you soon.